from that stage of the field. Instead, it turns into one of the longest runs that we're going to see in the NFL.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On second down, here's Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
They go play action here on first down. And Matthews over the middle with the grab. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
It's a gain of 15 that time, and it'll be a Philadelphia first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. Second down now after the pass completion.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there? You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tap.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the gun on third down, Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Winston, he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Carl try it again on second down. He's going to try and go deep again. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Throwing his car on third down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On first down, Murray trying to run inside, but nothing there. for Murray in the wild card game against Houston, just 39 yards on 12 carries. So now you look at the season all told, just under 800 yards, Charles. He did score 12 touchdowns. What'd you think of his year?
I thought it was an excellent year for him, and I know 1,000 yards is the benchmark. Remember, he didn't play in all of the games, and Oakland became a passing-type team with Derek Carr throwing the ball around. I think Latavius Murray is clearly a #1 running back in the NFL, and with those 3 Pro Bowlers in front and the offensive line, I think the future is bright.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. To throw his Carr. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Finds Roberts left side. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They come out with 1 back, and he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derek Carr as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And another series coming up offensively for the Eagles of Philadelphia. And you look to next year, Charles, for a moment. Carson Wentz will be in season 2. What pieces do they need to put around him to really take a leap forward?
I think you start wide, meaning the receivers, and then work your way back inside because they've got to have people who are dependable next to Jordan Matthews, who plays the slot position as one of the taller, bigger receivers.
They've got his man complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He's going to let it go again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's going to go up top again. And that is incomplete. We have hit halftime. Hey, Charles, can you give me a water? Jeez, Chuck, they cut off the halftime show again. Quicker than anticipated, ready for the start of the 2nd half. Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the 2nd half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call or get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot. One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Here's Marquette King now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Now Sproles. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Eagles take possession. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
Tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a third down and 6 to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The veteran Brent Selleck, the one he was looking for, and it's 4th down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mario Edwards in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And now here come the Raiders. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
To throw, it's Carr. He's going to take another shot here. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for. doesn't pan out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. They come out here in the eye. Carr turns, hands to Murray, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And now they're in the hurry-up. They go with Murray again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They pitch to Washington. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And Roberts with it over the middle. A gutsy call by Jack Del Rio, but it does not pay off. And the Eagles defense able to hold. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
He's going to float this one into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves, let's get back out there and move the ball again?
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they won't.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brandon Graham in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. On 2nd down, here's Carr. It's caught by Roberts. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Carr going to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. So on 4th down, off goes Carr, and on is Sebastian Janikowski. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They go back to the air here after the INT. He's going to try and go deep again. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. And quickly, they get to the line.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles,
blitz coming, and down he goes. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
He sets to fire deep. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there. Carter Cooper, 42 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Throw left side to the tight end Walford. A gain of 6 there on first. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Offense working with a second, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jameis Olawale, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Well, it was 2nd and goal. You're in there close. That's the fullback's comfort zone.
Not only is it his comfort zone, it's an expectation. That's what he's supposed to do. Turn and hand it to him. Big guys fire out. Find your way into the end zone.
And the lead is now 24. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now Wentz surveying the field. Left side caught by Matthews. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Wentz will try again on second down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that? And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Travis Carey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The lone receiver right is Cooper. Carr going to throw here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end.